Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today, my topic is the divine and the demonic or demoniac. And I want to quote at the outset the description of the divine and the description of the demoniac spoken by the Supreme Lord himself when he was on earth 5,000 years ago in the battle of Kurukshetra. Chapter 16, verse 1, and he is describing the divine. Fearlessness, purity of mind, devotion to meditation on the knowledge of the self, alms-giving, self-control, worship, study of the Vedas, austerity, and uprightness or uprightness. So what is fearlessness? What is fearlessness? If you're a divine person, you must be fearlessness. Why must you be fearlessness? What is connected to divinity? The Lord. So if you are with the Lord, is there any reason to have any fear? So if you're a divine person, then you are connected to the Lord and there's no reason to be or to have fear. Purity of mind. What is purity of mind? Yes, all your thoughts must be within the parameters of the righteousness that has been expounded by the Supreme Lord. So as soon as you think negatively, you must kick the mind back to the domain of positiveness. You must kick the mind back to the domain of being positive. Devotion to meditation on the knowledge of the soul. This is very, 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 very important. Devotion to meditation on the knowledge of the soul. Who is the soul? Who is the soul? Sita. Who is the soul? I'm not talking about the super soul. Who is the soul? Knowledge of the meditation of the soul. What does meditation mean? What does meditation mean? I can't hear. No. It means constant contemplation. Meditation means constant contemplation. So meditation, devotion to meditation will mean constant contemplation of you as the soul. Constant contemplation of you as the soul. So you must constantly bring your mind into the vision of your real self, which is the soul. The soul, the attributes of the soul is knowledge and bliss. The attributes of the soul is knowledge and bliss. If you focus the rays of the mind on yourself, which is the soul, constantly, then you will find knowledge and bliss within yourself. Within yourself. Focus, close your eyes, focus the rays of the mind onto your heart, in which resides the soul. It is very important to do that because the body carries all the filth. The body carries all the filth. As long as you identify yourself with the body, then the rays of your mind is concentrated on filth. Is filth negative or positive? Negative. So your mind, which purity of mind, to attain purity of mind, you cannot focus on your body. Ashmika, you had your body's birthday yesterday, you and Shanti. And I think you'll had a jolly good time. And both of you did not visit the ashram on your birthday because you were focusing on the body. If you focused on the soul, Shanti, then you would have taken a Uber and been at the ashram. So you all had a body birthday yesterday, both of you. All right? And I'm sure you all had a good time. But let's hope next year, Shanti and Ashmika, ashram first. Then you'll have purity of mind. All right? I'm sure baby will be a year older next year and he will direct you all how to come to the ashram first. Then alms-giving. What is alms-giving? 5,000 years ago, alms-giving was donation to Brahmins that would go house to house and ask for alms to sustain their biological body whilst they are contemplating on the Supreme Lord. Today, we are in the 21st century, and you can see the Guru is well dressed, not in loincloths, because at that point in time, alms-giving was also cloths for the Guru to cover himself. Okay? Today, you must serve humanity. Ashmika, how many people you fed yesterday for your birthday, you and Shanti? Yourself and? Oh, you understand? On these auspicious days, birthdays, even if you drive in past somewhere, buy some food and give it to somebody. Buy some food and give it to somebody. Tiveshni, when she was divine, she started the angels program. And the whole ashram fed the angels for many, many years when Tiveshni was divine. Then when she became non-divine, she started eating meat. Alright? Now only God knows where Tiveshni is, divine, not divine. Only the Lord knows. Alright? Where Tiveshni really is. So, a divine person, one of the attributes of a divine person would be to serve humanity. Serve humanity, not with cameras. We can take a few photos here and there. We're living in a world of technology. We can take a few photos when you serve in humanity, like Mataji yesterday. She, Sita, and my two boys, they got involved in serving another organization of another religion, of another race. Alright? And they served 75 people with sumptuous, divine meals from the ashram. And the soya would have been cooked and marinated so well they would have thought it's meat or beef or something. Alright? So part of being divine, and Mervyn, I'd like to thank Mervyn, he just joined us. Every time he comes, he brings a carload of something for somebody. His wife cannot make it to satsang because she is distributing on the same day in Phoenix. And they do this with their own effort. And that is what God requires. Just doing something good in the time that you have. But your focus must not be to do good to gain currency on social media. Your focus must be your intention must be just doing good. Your social media is an advertisement of your divinity. Because if you don't fill that space, the demonic is filling that space. Yes or no? So you need to fill. We need more positive. We need more positive feed on social media so it can kill the negative feed that is flourishing on social media. All of you understand? So your intention must not be to uplift yourself and say how great you are by doing some community work. That must not be your intention. Your social media recording must be historical for you, so that later when your children are grown up, they can see what their parents have done and follow suit. All of you understand? Bhagavad Gita is only 700 pages, but I can keep you here until tomorrow this time, Ashmika. You can celebrate day 2 of your birthday at the ashram and cover up for yesterday for not being here, you and Shanti. Self-control. What is self-control? What is self-control? Tiveshni, what is self-control? When you were younger, you had self-control. Tiveshni, what is self-control? Yes, and Tiveshni can answer this correctly because she is currently being influenced by other things. Tiveshni, self-control means knowing right from wrong and detesting, resisting doing the wrong. That is called self-control. If you know, it's knowing what is right and wrong and not doing the wrong. That is self-control. And everybody Even if you are not in the ashram, you know what is right and wrong. When you allow the wrong to overpower the right, then you are not in control of yourself. In every facet of life, if you stop and take a minute, I know this is wrong. God, give me the courage not to do it. Not to do it. Mavan, you entering Christmas, every time the hand goes to the glass, as the hand is moving to the glass, you tell yourself, no, restrain, fight. That is a great victory. Even if you do it for an hour, say 10 o'clock, you wanted to have your first drink, and you restrained yourself for 1 hour, and you had it at 11. It's a small victory. It is a small victory. Restraint must come in small packages first, so you don't crash later. When you restrain yourself too fast, you are guaranteed for a fall. When you restrain yourself in bits, and you guarantee yourself in every bit that you have restrained yourself, there will never be a fall. Don't lie to your biological self. Don't lie to your biological self. Guaranteed you'll fall every time. Then, worship. What is the meaning of worship practically? How do you worship? How do you worship? Jay? And how do you pray? Worship should simply mean living within the parameters of righteousness. Worship should mean living within the parameters of righteousness. That's all. That is all. You know what you should be doing, and you know what you should not be doing. And when you constantly doing what you should be doing within righteousness, it is worship. It is worship. My Jessica is not here, but I know she is listening. Worship is not lighting camphor and clove and waiting for the clove to burst and fall on your side. That is not worship. Worship is constantly living within the parameters of righteousness. You like that? Is it easy? Can you do it anywhere, any place, any time? Yes. You don't have to go to a shrine. Wherever you are, whatever wrong you are doing, stop, switch to righteousness, and you are in worship. And you are in worship. Next is study of the Vedas. You can only study the Vedas under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Not a Pandit, not a Purohit, because the Vedas must be revealed. Vedas must be revealed. You understand? Vedas cannot be researched. Vedas can only be revealed. So you have to study the Vedas under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. Then you are a divine personality. Then you are, look how many things, how many attributes there are to divinity. And that is just verse 1. Verse 2 continues with the attributes. None non-injury. Non-injury, comma, truth, comma, freedom from anger, comma, renunciation, comma, tranquility, comma, non-slandering others. Non-slandering others, comma, compassion to all beings, comma, freedom from desire, comma, gentleness, comma, the sense of shame, comma, freedom from fickleness. Let's go to non-injury. What does non-injury mean? Do not cause either physical harm or psychological harm. Do not cause physical harm or do not cause psychological harm to anyone. You must have these attributes to say, I am a divine person. Truth. Truth. If you are in the most difficult situation, and the truth will put you even below that situation, you have to speak it. And I'll give you an example. 2008, New Year's Eve. 2008, New Year's Eve, we were working special duties in the police force. Every New Year's, every Christmas, all my life when I was a policeman, then we worked special duties. And I'm sure, Mervyn, when you were a warder, you also worked special duties during these periods. And Dana. So we were to start work at 2 a.m. on the 1st of January. On the 1st of January, so a group of us policemen got together and we said we'll have a small scene, S-C-E-N-E. Scene in South Africa is a small party. And then somebody said, I don't know if that drink still exists, somebody said, if we drink Southern Comfort, we'll be well comforted during the scene, and at work, nobody will know. So we all had Southern Comfort, and we went on parade. And Captain Visser was the duty officer on that day. So he was standing somewhere. This Southern Comfort had made me very, very muzzy. You can see the time, 2 a.m. So I'm quite muzzy. I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. And he did his nose like this. I smell alcohol. Who drank? So I look right. Nobody want to admit. I look left. Nobody want to admit. I put my hand up. I fall out of parade. And I say, I drank. So there was a disciplinary hearing subsequently. And I was charged 5 years with no promotion. And then a few months later, then I opened the door. A few months later, Captain Visser was posted to my station. Captain Visser was posted to my station. Mervyn, what would you have done if an officer that... Mervyn, what would you have done if an officer that found you guilty, Mavan, I'm still waiting. Yeah. But this was the strictest policeman of our time. Even the back of your shoe, your police shoe, that small strip there must be shining, must be glittering. Okay? So he came to the station, and in a matter of minutes I became his right-hand man. I became his right-hand man. And I had license. I had license. In fact, he bought me that small bar fridge and placed it in my office with 6 Amstels. And he said, if I find 1 Amstel missing from the 6 Amstel, I'll detain you myself. I had license. This is the power of truth. This is the power of truth. Because I spoke the truth on the 1st of January 2008, my life in the police station was a jam. You had to go through me, and this was in the apartheid time. You had to go through me. I handled the entire police station SAP Bria. Everything, A to Z, because of the truth. Ashram is for everyone. Ashram is for everyone. Please speak the truth, because I knew I'm going to get defaulted. I knew my promotion will be held for 5 years. And I spoke the truth. I didn't want those other 20 to get involved with me. I took the rap for everyone. It works. I'm the living example. I wasn't a guru that time. I'm the living example. Be a man. Be a man. Speak the truth. Speak the truth, Mervyn, even if you have to take someone to court. And you know by speaking the truth, you will indict yourself. Speak the truth. Be a man. This is part of Lord Sri Krishna's instructions. Freedom from anger. Freedom from anger. What is freedom from anger? Don't make a decision whilst you are angry. Anger cannot be totally uprooted from anyone. Anger cannot be totally uprooted from anyone. But you can bring the quantity of anger down. And when you come to ashram, it happens naturally. Does it not? When you go home, your anger simmers. Your anger simmers. If you go to ashram, mosque, church, synagogue, see the door is open again. Your anger should simmer naturally. If your anger is not simmering naturally, then you have to understand. Guruji used to say that if you went to satsang and the discourse was for 1 hour, the family should discuss the discourse for 4 hours. Nilandri and Tivashni, how many hours? You'll go home, mother and daughter, see what's the time. Tivashni put the phone off and discuss what the Guru was saying for 4 hours. This is Guruji's instructions. And if you discuss what the Guru discussed at discourse, you discuss it as a family at home, then it has positive results. It means you must practice what the Guru is preaching. Non-slandering others or slandering. Non-slandering others. What does that mean? No gossip, no talking bad about people, no backbiting, no bullying. No bullying people. Just do what is in your domain. Do not go into the domain of others. Whether you like it or not, whether it appeases you or not, leave others to do what they are doing. Non-slandering others. Compassion to all beings. You saw 2 dogs walked in here just now. We shoot them out compassionately. Yes? We shoot them out compassionately. We have fish here. They live on this premises through compassion. We have 2 cows. They live through compassion. We have a geese living here through compassion. We have beautiful plants right round which is blossoming. It's looking great. People are getting enchanted. People that come from the outside. There are hundreds or tens of hundreds of people that come to the ashram in a week from the outside. They come and visit the Goshala and they get drunk with this atmosphere. Because we are compassionate to all beings. Every plant is planted by myself or watered by myself. Every plant. We have thousands here. Our plants may be worth over 1 million rand here. That's in this ashram planted all over. You understand? Each of these plants you see here, those thorn plants we brought last week, the nursery price is over 25,000. All right? But I'm saying we treat all beings equally beside the weeds. And similarly, as we weed the garden, the Guru weeds your mind. Your mind must be fertile for divine instructions all the time. Okay? The sense of shame. You must feel ashamed if you do something wrong. You must have that sense in you that when you do something wrong, you must feel ashamed and you must be remorseful. You must feel the shame and be remorseful. So I'm going to just fly past the rest. Verse 3, grandeur, patience, fortitude, purity, freedom from hatred, and from over pride. Problem in this world is over pride. Belong to him who is born of divine destiny. The non-divine, pomposity, verse 4, arrogance, self-conceit, wrath, rudeness, and ignorance. These, O Arjuna, belong to him who is born of demoniac. Mervyn, you think I described somebody very accurately? To the T, Khadija. To the T. Look at how great the Supreme Lord was 5,000 years ago. Can you see his greatness? So quickly, I want to explain who the demon really is. So I keep saying that the third principle after creation is the Guru principle. Third principle after creation is the Guru principle, and the four Kumaras were born, mind-born sons of Lord Brahma. Four Kumaras, mind-born sons of Lord Brahma, they refused to populate the universe. They refused to populate the universe, and they just wanted to be spiritual leaders. So before humanity is spirituality. This is a Vedic injunction. So these four were traveling through the universe. They reached the end of the material universe and they entered Vaikunt. Vaikunt is the spiritual domain, and Vaikunt means a place of no anxiety. Vaikunt from Sanskrit to English means a place of no anxiety. So these four brothers, they were stopped outside the gates of Vaikunt by Jaya and Vijaya. These were two doorkeepers of Lord Sriman Narayan. And these four Kumaras, they have retained the age of 5 years old. They exist in the age of 5 years. So when you see them, you'll see 4 5-year-old children all the time, eternally. They have retained that 5-year-old body. So Jaya and Vijaya refused them entry, stating that the Lord was resting. And they cursed Jaya and Vijaya to take birth in the material universe. And the Lord, when he was awakened, he gave them an opportunity to have 7 righteous lives in the material universe, or 3 demonic lives in the material universe. They were so attached to the Supreme Lord that they chose to live 3 demonic lives instead of 7 righteous lives, so they can get back to the Lord quickly. So the first birth was in Satyug as Hiranya, Aksha and Hiranya Kasipu. Hiranya Aksha sank the planet Earth into the sea, and the Lord incarnated as the Varaha avatar, and he used his tusk to bring the planet Earth back to float on the sea. And he annihilated Hiranya Aksha. What annihilated means? he destroyed. Same thing, Hiranyakasipu, again in Satyug, the Lord incarnated as Nrsimha Deva and he annihilated Hiranyakasipu. I want you to understand, both times, the real Hiranya Aksha and Hiranyakasipu were Jaya and Vijaya. They took on demonic characters. They took on demonic characters, and the demonic characters had names. And the Lord killed those characters with those names. The Lord killed those characters with those names. Then in Treta Yuga, we had Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Same, Jaya and Vijaya in Treta Yuga took their birth as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. In Satyug, they had so much of power, they took over the entire earth. They drove the devas out of the entire planet, both times. In Treta Yuga, they took over a region, Sri Lanka. They only took over a region on this planet Earth, Sri Lanka. And it was Lord Ram that incarnated and annihilated both the characters. Destroyed the character of Ravana, destroyed the character of Kumbhakarna. Then in Dwapara Yuga, they appeared as Shishupala and Dantarakra. Shishupala and Dantarakra, they appeared in the family of Lord Sri Krishna. They appeared. Look how the power is lost from Satyug to Dwapara Yuga. They appeared as the family of Lord Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna annihilated both these characters. So the original character is Jaya and Vijaya, the two brothers. The assumed demonic characters were totally annihilated. Yeah. Who's asking the questions? Okay. No, let me complete. All right. So on Friday night, I think it's Friday, I received, so I want to discuss this, and I received a WhatsApp, and this WhatsApp opened the door for me to discuss this, because I am bound by anything happening in this ashram. I am bound to my devotees. I am bound to my devotees. This is this ashram is a NPC, and we have an executive. So Thanasegran Mudli created a WhatsApp group, Apologies Guruji, and he inserted my name, Jessica's name, and Vishwadar's name, which makes this now public. This is what opens the door for me to state this legally, publicly. Legally, publicly, and he states that he wants to apologize because he saw in one of my videos, I gave him an opportunity to apologize, so he wants to apologize in terms of the video for labeling me as a fake guru and a CHOOTH, which he put in capital. Okay? So I am obliged to make this information known to my devotees, and I'm also obliged through the Vedas to make a decision. And I saw and I explained to you now that the Supreme Lord made sure he annihilate all these demonic characters. So I believe I am within my rights as a bona fide spiritual master. I gave Thanasegran adequate opportunity. From the day it started, I sent him 2 attorney letters. We also sent him an email from the Acharya Sham Ramanuj Foundation to stop doing what he is doing. So now, after receiving documents from my attorney, and my attorney was also an acting magistrate, he has now realized, after receiving that voluminous documents, which he has no capacity, which he has no legal capacity to refute, because it is with insurmountable evidence, and all the evidence is he himself. So he has now come full circle. This all started with the WhatsApp group that he created, my grievance with the Guru, and now my apologies to the Guru. So I don't believe that my attorney, myself, my devotees, and everyone who went through hell by this one man, that I should simply keel over, because he is now deciding. He decided when to call me a fake, and he is deciding when to apologize. I can't give a person of his character a domain where he makes the decision. And this is who he has been throughout. This is why he is a cyber bully. You can't go on his show, Khatija, and tell him that he is wrong. You understand? So based on all of this, I am going to court on Tuesday. Dragging a guru to court is a sin if you are doing it unlawfully and illegally. But on my spiritual dimension, I am killing the character of Karo Charo. I'm sending him back to his own Thanasegran Mudli. Just like how God killed Ravana, killed Hiranya Aksha, Hiranya Kasipu, he annihilated all these characters, because these characters are bringing misery to humanity. And similarly, Thanasegran Mudli, incognito as Karo Charo, has brought more damage to South Africa as an Indian than any other Indian, and as a Hindu than any other Hindu. Because by attacking the Sri Sampradaya, by attacking me, he attacked the core values of the Sri Sampradaya. And the Sri Sampradaya, for the past 1,000 years, has been bringing peace and harmony to the whole world. From the past 1,000 years. And this man single-handedly, because of pomposity and arrogance, he decided to label me as a fake. And if you label me as a fake, then my ashram is diminished and the Sri Sampradaya is diminished. So on behalf of the Sri Sampradaya and our authentic continuity for the past 1,000 years, this is the only system in Sanatan Dharma that is in existence for 1,000 years without a break. We cannot let a man, a vile man, a vulgar man, a filthy man, a man that expounds himself whilst taking alcohol on social media and calls himself a Hindu, These are not prescripts of one who is a Hindu. And I've read the prescripts of one who is a Hindu. All of you understand? So, on the 16th and 18th, Friday and today, Karo Charo was to have had a beautiful golden oldies show at Savera. His tickets were ranging from 150 Rand to 250 Rand to 500 Rands. 16th never happened, 18th won't happen, because that is the beginning of the end of Karo Charo. When I finish, there'll only be Tanasegran Mudli. Jai Sriman Narayan.